We are honored to have gospel rap artist Tebogo Mothlabi joining us in the studio this morning. He's a two-time nominee for the Crown Gospel Awards and has also been nominated for an Ingoma Gospel Music Award.
This morning, he'll be blessing us with his latest single, Nimthandazo, featuring Melissa God Grace. But first, let's find out about his journey on his chosen path. Tebogo, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us, Abuti. You know, when I think rap gospel, the first thing that comes to mind is an album like Jesus is King from Kanye West, you know? Why mesh it the way you did, you know, with bringing gospel and rap together?
Yeah. First and foremost, good morning, and thank God for allowing us to have this moment. Doing this because I come from quite old generation, you know, so growing up with that until I found my path with God, I decided to match my Kwaito music background with the gospel fusion that I'm doing right now. So to be able to reach the people that I need to reach. So this is why I decided to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah, and the beauty about it is that you're making spirituality sexy and spirituality cool.
Wow,
you know, find a way of bringing God and music together, and God and just like the pure sheerness of enjoyment. Is it tricky to find that beautiful balancing act? Because you almost don't want to go too, circular, where now you start losing your gospel audience, but then you don't want to keep it too gospel, where then the circular market then feels as though this is not for me. So how do you find that balance?
It's not really that difficult when you understand what it is that you're called for. First and foremost, the Bible says, go out to the world and preach the gospel. So you need to find your niche. And once you realize what it is that you really need to do, using the blessing and the gifts that you have, it's not that difficult. Yeah.
Just, you know, in finding that balance, you know, it requires you to understand your market. It requires you to understand your audience, to understand those who are consuming your work. What has been the reaction to your style of delivering, you know, of spreading the gospel?
It hasn't been easy, having to transition from doing secular music to gospel. But the gospel community have embraced what we're doing, and you know how we setting this all up in South Africa, especially the CHH movement is really getting up there, and people are really noticing what we're doing, and they're really loving us and embracing us with what we bring into them.
Yeah. Do you find that a lot of artists, in order for them to transcend, because you're not the first artist to go from, you know, Kwaito or circular music to gospel music, right? A lot of artists have done it internationally, locally, and the like. And it's usually people feeling as though people still wanting to put you in that box. It's like, why aren't you still in that box that I'm so used to you? How then do you start marketing yourself and to be able to just attract the evolved version of you? I won't say it's a new you, I'd say it's an evolved version of you, because it needs a lot of you know, marketing, understanding, and more than anything else, communicating that you're still the same Tebogo, you're just an evolved version of Tebogo.
Firstly, it starts with spiritual movement. You know, it's a spiritual movement. Once you sort of align yourself spiritually, and then it's easier to be directed whether to go on whatever market that you need to go to promote your music. So it has to start with being able to understand your prayer movement, and from there getting your management right to understand where you actually want to go, your target as far as your music is going.
You studied music and you studied sound engineering. How has that helped with your career? Because I think it's one thing to identify that you have a talent, but it's another thing to essentially equip yourself with everything within, you know, the industry to elevate you. How has what you've studied helped with your career?
A lot. Starting with the production itself. I mean, before having to study music, I used to go to studios relying on other producers to help me and, you know, enhance my talent. But whatever I would get out of it, I wouldn't be happy with it. So I decided to go to school and study music and sound so that I can create what I really feel. So that on its own, it's already helped me a lot.
Tell us about your latest offering. What can we expect? I know we're going to be having a musical performance a little bit later on. You get to stay tuned for Tebogo's performance, but what can we expect?
A good performance. I've just dropped a single called Nimthandazo. strictly just saying that we are who we are because of prayers. And even this moment, I mean, we are here because somebody prayed for us or we have prayed. So I'm just encouraging people now to stop praying. So let's just keep on praying and keep on going.
Abuti, can you please just get ready to bless us with what it is that you've got on offer for us? Ngemithandazo. We're going to allow you, of course, to just head on over to the microphone with Mel, of course, God, who's going to be joining, of course, Tebogo Mothlabi, who is going to be giving us a performance in just a short while.